Hi guys, Andy N. Not back in the studios today, of course. I'm over in London at St James's Hotel, which is a rather posh hotel that both me and Amanda are stopping at for a few days. So I wanted to just do a bit of downtime, record a couple of little extracts from a novel for you, because obviously death. Now, with death itself, obviously, the book itself is a love story basically between a writer and obviously the woman that became his muse, and this is part two of the following up from birth, which unfortunately talks about the events that led up to his death. And it's a love story, but it's got death really in it. Now, I want to read out one of the epilogues because there's a couple of epilogues in this book. Mostly it came along after the book, the main narrative has concluded, because I wanted to show a bit of thought towards that, let you see behind the curtain what some of these other characters were. This was the first one, the epilogues that's in the little book, and it's called Tara, which is obviously Andy, the writer in the books, and now a widow. The study was the hardest to clear out, Tara found afterwards, after the funeral, and not his books, which are sprawled out all over their house. It used to drive both her and the girls mad, but if you asked him where a book was, he would know in seconds, or his record of extreme metal music, Scottish bagpipe music, or whatever the fuck he had brought back from that trip overseas that time. Deaf and horror, she remembered at the time saying out loud to him in front of the girls. Is this another of your strange metal music records? No. She stopped outside the studio. She remembered him telling her. With an innocent look that always broke her heart for telling her. It was a BBC sound effects record from 1977 or so, which she said meant the effects on it were created using interesting things like mistreating cabbages. Really? She said in shock, turning the lock to herself. Remember the jokey teases he threw at her, how he'd play it for her over the following 2 weeks. For eventually he played it one night after they all went to bed, and quietly threw it away, not saying what even when Charlie asked him what did he think of it afterwards. If it'd been her, she would have left it at that, but Charlie had just been promoted to captain of the 4th year of the girls' football team, won't let it go. And it was good. Always good, both the girls. She started realising. He had locked the door and smiled gracefully with her, as he did with Melissa at Dover to resolve everything. If he'd been the girl's bloodfather, he may well have acted a bit differently. But she breathed out, thankfully. He was nothing like Joe. Nothing. Thankfully. Joe, she remembered reaching inside her pockets for the keys was a mistake, which she let drag on for a heck of a lot longer than it should have done. But she had the girls, and she kept telling herself it would get better. It never did. Stepping into the study, she looked around the scattered papers all over the place. Likely, we would have moved on the way things were if Auntie hadn't stumbled back into her life. She owed him for that, she knew, given her both her and the girls, the 11 years they'd had, and the adventures that followed. She smiled, sitting on the chair facing the early sunrise. Remember the countless hours they'd spent together in this room, sharing dreams and aspirations, happiness and tears, the present and future obliterated by the past. Papers scattered all over the floor like a smudged jigsaw, a whirlwind of ideas and passions that had shaped their lives, covered in sunlight, instead of the darkness that followed her